Kate Bishop. Her mom is dead, her dad is evil, and if you thought that was bad, now she hangs out with Clint Barton. Hi, I'm Andrew from the Media Lunch Break podcast, and with the new Disney Plus series Hawkeye coming out, we thought it would be a good opportunity to discuss the character of Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop first appeared in Young Avengers #1. She was created by Alan Heinberg and Jim Chung. Kate has been impressed with Clint from a young age. Clint, along with the rest of the Avengers, saved Kate's life when she had been kidnapped by a supervillain known as the Matador and held for ransom. Kate was more fascinated with Clint than the other Avengers because Clint was the only member that didn't have superpowers. When Kate is first introduced in the comics, Clint Barton is dead. Oh, you wanted a spoiler warning? You must be new to comics. I wouldn't cry over him too much. Kate is attending her sister's wedding when a bunch of criminals break in and start taking hostages. The Young Avengers show up in an attempt to save the day, but they have a lot of trouble. They do eventually end up succeeding with Kate's help. And after that harrowing experience, Kate decides to join the Young Avengers and even takes on the role eventually of their leader. After spending some time fighting alongside the Young Avengers, Kate is given Clint's bow and the Hawkeye moniker by Captain America. He says it's because Kate is the only person to stand up to him in the same way that Hawkeye did. But you know, the job was also open, so. However, after the House of M storyline in the X-Men comics, which is fantastic, by the way, you should really give it a read, Clint is brought back to life with no memory of who he was before he died. After he gets his memory back, Clint decides to test Kate's fighting ability while disguised as Ronin. He makes a bet with her and wins his bow back, but after she decides to steal it back from him, he decides that she has what it takes to be a leader and offers her his bow, his guidance as an advisor, and even the name Hawkeye. Man, I wish progressing in a career was always this easy. I mean, when Kate Bishop talks trash to her boss and steals company property, it shows ambition. But when I do it, I'm a disgrace to Home Depot. Double standards is all I'm saying. After Kate spends some time working alongside Clint in an amazing run of Hawkeye by Matt Fraction, she starts to realize that meeting your heroes is never what it's cracked up to be. I mean, I met Jim Carrey once and he was the nicest person. Oh my, he was just so kind and just sweet and just eternally giving. Sort of missed the point of whatever I was talking about, sorry. Kate begins to realize that the thing she admired most about Clint as a young child is also the most disappointing thing about him. He's just a guy. He sleeps around with strangers while he's dating one woman and married to another. He gives up when things get tough, and he throws himself the worst pity parties. I mean, he's really insufferable. So, Kate decides to pack up and move out to Los Angeles by herself. But when she runs out of money, she falls into detective work in order to pay the bills. And she isn't half bad at it. So she opens up her own detective agency called Hawkeye Investigations and uses the agency to help figure out what her dad has been up to. Oh, he's ambiguously evil. They don't really go into much detail about it in the comics. But she keeps getting sidetracked with paid work and has to help other people solve their problems first. Now, during this time, she meets a bunch of other folks who will help her relaunch the West Coast Avengers. The West Coast Avengers are a scrappier version of the regular Avengers, but the West Coast Avengers are, well, on the West Coast. But hey, the name gets an A+ for simplicity. The West Coast Avengers was originally introduced back in the 1980s. It featured members like Tigra, Wonder Man, Mockingbird, and Iron Man. But this time, the man inside the Iron Man suit wasn't Tony Stark. It was James Rhodey Rhodes, Tony's best friend. An interesting parallel to note as well is that the original West Coast Avengers was founded by none other than Clint Barton. So in relaunching this team, Kate is mirroring her mentor. By the way, West Coast Avengers is really good if you're looking for something quick and easy to read to give you a better grasp on Kate Bishop. The one from 2018, not that ancient 80s crap. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You're basically caught up now on everything that's happened in the comics with Kate Bishop, other than a crossover event, but it didn't really involve her that much. So what did you think of the trailer for the new Hawkeye series? Think it looks good? Think it looks bad? Let us know down in the comments. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe down below. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to make sure you're notified when we release a video. Also, make sure you check out our podcast, The Media Lunch Break. We're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora, and SoundCloud.com/TheMediaLunchBreak. You can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and our Patreon at patreon.com/TheMediaLunchBreak. Feel free to send us an email at themedialunchbreak@gmail.com or visit our website at themedialunchbreak.com. We've got an Amazon affiliate link down in the description with Hawkeye My Life as a Weapon by Matt Fraction, one of the best series to read if you're looking for a Kate Bishop comic. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Kate Bishop. Her mom is dad. Her mom is dad.